Hey guys, this is Chris from Empire Bricks and welcome to a brand new LEGO Star Wars MOC. So today I am about to share something truly amazing with you. I have designed something of myself, and it is this C-9979 Droid landing craft. Now you may recognize this ship from the movie A Phantom Menace, where the Trade Federation invades the planet of Naboo. And also there is a newer version of this used by the Separatist Alliance, which has a different color, but I'll get to that later. Let's dive into this awesome build. Now, first of all, you can actually see that this is a huge, huge build. It's, I think, about 60 centimeters wide and about 30 deep, so it's quite big, and it's pretty heavy because of all the internal weight and structure. So it's truly a magnificent build. I'll try to turn it around a little bit just to show you all sides of it. You can see all the detailing, and I'll go through all the aspects of the design. So the first thing I did was design the overall shape of the wings and the body, and then move on to detailing, which I think has turned out pretty well. I tried to make it not entirely brown, so there is some gray detailing on the wings and some gray inlets, and also I added these tiles just to simulate the idea that this is actually a ship that has been used in battle and has been maybe repaired sometimes, so not too neat looking, and as is to make it look as it was used in the war and the invasion. So I think the actual engines are pretty awesome. They are made with the trans orange round plates, 9 of them, 6 of them per engine. So even though it's sort of a brownish color, I still think the engine pops out enough to make it look realistic. There is some plates on the side construction over there, and what I did to make sure that this is actually a very sturdy build is use a lot of Technic. So along the entire wingspan there is Technic beams that are attached with these double Technic pins, so they are attached to each other. And here in the body there is some Technic pins as well, with a lift arm put in vertically and attached to the wall. So the whole wing construction is attached to the body, and making it very, very sturdy. It's one of the sturdiest builds I have ever seen, even compared to official Lego sets, even the modern ones. So I'm very happy with how that turned out. I was kind of afraid that the wings would sag too much, but the whole Technic construction is holding that up pretty good. So on the front, because we're back there, I added some detailing, and I thought it would need a cockpit. Now, this is of course a ship from the Trade Federation and is basically flown by droids. So it's in somewhat of an autopilot mode, I would say. It doesn't really need an actual pilot, but there is a cockpit-ish room that you can see. So I tried to simulate that and created a small translucent area here to symbolize the cockpit and make it pop out a little bit, just compared to the official version. Now there is some actual features to this set as well, and I'm very, very proud of those as well. There is, first of all, 2 dual blaster cannons on top. They can actually rotate. I think the look of it is quite successful. They are a little too big for a real size, but just because of some pieces not being available in reddish brown, I made them like this. So it's somewhat more like a Lego set, where you would normally also see some scale problems, and I encountered the same problems, but I still think these look good in relation to the ship in total. But the coolest feature is yet to come, because the landing craft can actually open up. If you see it in the movie, you can see that the front actually splits open in half and opens to the side instead of up or down. So not really a traditional ship in that sense, but still I think you could say that it is kind of logic, because there's a lot of stuff that needs to go in and out. Now, as you can see, I can easily hold it by the wings, shake it a bit. Nothing will come off or get loose. It's very, very sturdy, but I want to show you the door mechanism because first of all, I think the shaping of the body was very successful and it looks pretty great, but it's actually able to open up. So if I take these sides, you can actually open it up and it's still pretty sturdy. You can imagine that the only thing being the weak link is the bottom, but most of the time the ship is sitting on the bottom, so it won't come off. But this is only attached over here, so I guess that's the weakest point because it has only a few connection points, but since the ship is mostly standing on it, it's not really a big deal. Now you can see that there is somewhat of a cargo bay, so what I did is I designed it to hold these micro builds. Now let me show them to you first. Put the ship down for a second. What I did is include some micro AATs. Now, these builds are, of course, extremely simple, only existing from 6 pieces. So, a very small build, but still capturing the general color and shape of an AAT droid tank. Got 2 of those, and they actually fit inside the hangar bay. So you could actually fit 3 of these inside, but I only had pieces to make 2 of these micro builds. But you can flip them inside over here and over here, and you could add a 3rd one as well. And you could just close up the entire build and they are in. So this is actually a pretty neat play feature that I added, of which I am very, very proud. Now I can take these out as well because it has been designed to hold something else as well, or not as well because they can't go in there at the same time. Putting this down for a second again, but apart from the micro AATs, I also designed a micro MTT is I think what the name is. So this is actually let's get that sharp for a second. A combination build of some poly bags and other builds for micro MTTs that I have seen. I had to adapt it a little bit just to include all the to include the shape that I wanted, but also to make it fit inside the droid ship. So I'm going to take it up here, and even though this disc is 3 wide because there is some space on the sides, this will still fit inside perfectly. It will just not allow you to put in the AATs as well because it's a little bit too big. Now, the thing that I did with the doors is they are actually the same height as where the cockpit piece ends. So when the doors are closed, these wings are actually supported by the doors. So as long as the doors are closed, this is something that you can pretty much put pressure on without any problem. As soon as you open the doors, this will become a little bit more of a problem, as you can imagine, but that's not really a problem. Now, what I also did for this set is include my own UCS sticker design. Now, this was just printed out on my printer, so I just used some tape to attach it to a UCS stand. But as you can see, the design is quite similar to something you would get from Lego itself. I added some details that you can find on Wikipedia. That's not a joke, by the way. That's an actual website with details on almost every Star Wars ship that you could find. And you can get this design as well, because I made instructions for this whole thing. The instructions are available on Rubricable, and I'll leave a link below this video for you to check it out. What do those instructions include? Well, they include, of course, the main build of the ship. They include instructions for 3 of these micro AATs and 1 of these micro MTTs, and also you can get the digital download for this UCS sticker, so you can print it yourself. If you're able to print stickers or maybe order stickers somewhere, you can actually turn this into a real sticker. And the instructions also include the build and parts for this UCS stand. Now the whole build, all these things included, is 784 pieces. So I think I did a pretty good job in efficiently using pieces, because this is a huge build. I think it's a bit bigger than the Millennium Falcon playset, for example. It's a bit longer, but it feels bigger, but uses about half of the pieces. So I tried to design it to make it as cheap as possible. And if you would like to build it and get all the pieces from Bricklink, I think you would end up somewhere between 100 and 120 bucks. So quite decent, and most of that is because of the plates, which are, of course, a bit larger parts. So they take up a little bit more budget than normally. So that's why you get that price with this piece count. But all the pieces have been checked for rarity or availability. So it's not very hard to get the pieces. Nothing is too rare or too expensive in any way, shape or form. The instructions are Unbreakable are available for $9.99, which I think is a pretty fair price. It took me a few weeks to design this and also build it myself to check if the structure holds. But everything has been checked, and I'm very proud of the design. So if you do want to build this for your own droid army, go check it out on Unbreakable. Drop a like over there if you want to, or a comment, and let me know what you think. And of course, let me know what you think of this build here in the comments below this video. So that's it for this MOC. Thank you all for watching. If you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.